Day, happy travelers, vacation travel hacks here, talking about shore excursions, and we're talking about Bridgetown, Barbados. Now, if you're here, you're probably trying to research what shore excursions to do, where to go, what things to consider. When I do a shore excursion, the first thing I think about doing is anything that is free. So I like to also orientate myself to the island itself. So here it is out in the Atlantic here. It's pretty far east. And here's Bridgetown right here. I like to see if I can find the cruise port. And it's already kind of coming into view here, the cruise terminal. And ta-da, there it is. Now, when I think of like free things to do, like am I walking off the cruise ship like into a city? Think Nassau, for example. Or am I walking off and it's not kind of like a city? I got a little ways to go, like St. Martin. Got just a little bit of a hike, and it looks, based on all the container ships here, and what appears to be, industry like buildings. If this is up, yep, here's some cruise ships right here. It looks like I wouldn't necessarily be walking right off into Bridgetown. It looks like I'd have a little bit of a hike over there. There's still stuff to do. It looks like here's the cruise terminal to buy some duty-free goods, and we live for duty-free goods. There's what appears to be a pirate ship there. Oh, you can take a selfie here. It looks like Norwegian Cruise Lines goes there. All right, so here's a mural. All right, cool. All right, so I won't necessarily be looking for free. I don't know. It looks like if I walk right out here, I can shop at container service, more industry. My hunch is, as I go up here, this is where a lot of the touristy things are because this is where all the boats take you. This is an excursion here. You can go on the Atlantis submarine tour. Doesn't go as deep as the one that goes to the Titanic, so we should be okay there. Big pin and bar. All right, so what I've discovered here at Barbados is we don't necessarily just want to go out and walk downtown. Although if we do go out and walk, there's some sightseeing things to do close by. But it looks like there's a sewage treatment plant. Yep, Bridgetown sewage treatment plant, oil refinery. So it's a little bit of industry, a little bit of pleasure. All right, so now I'm going to go see what my cruise line offers. And I picked day 3 already. There's the Atlantis submarine tour. So, okay, we know that it's going to be either a little bit of a walk or a little bit of a bus to where it departs. Then there's the Welchman Goalie Hole and Bats Rock. And then some things are sold out. You got to be careful when you do excursions. If it's something you think you want to do, book it because it does sell out. I don't think it necessarily sold out so much as I'll be here on Christmas on Royal Caribbean. So I think they just kind of said, maybe I'll take the day off. I don't know. But I'm looking at doing this. So, you can go to your cruise line and go to the excursion section, and you can kind of, there's a little sort filter here, and you can kind of see, hey, what kind of activity levels, mild, moderate, how long do you want it to take, kind of interests are you looking to do, active, passive, culture, sightseeing, and take it from there. All right, so this is actually what I bet you this is what we're going to do, and it's 15% off. It's been 15% off for 2 years. But if you're on Norwegian Cruise Lines, and we do cruise on Norwegian Cruise Lines, if you just want to explore, and it's also good to kind of calibrate. Is it a good deal? You'll notice that there is no reviews here. Like if I'm thinking about that George Washington Garrison, for example, I'll get a description, but I'm not necessarily getting any reviews about it. So it's always good to kind of cross-calibrate and see if you can get a review. So I'll go over to Norwegian Cruise Lines here and see here they do offer some reviews. Now, whether they're bot reviews, real reviews, that remains to be seen. But here is that beach break. Looks like you can hang out. Some sort of goalie 4x4. So they actually have a few more. Oh, monkey encounter. Those are fun. Be careful. I did a monkey encounter in Dominican Republic. If they're not like potty trained or nothing. They do use the restroom on you. They didn't use it on me, but several people. I don't know how I got lucky, really. Copacabana Beach Day. Looks like somebody just thought was a 3-star review, and you just click here. Why did they think it was 3 stars? Let's take a look. They looks like somebody just didn't really leave. There's no details here, so I'm left just one review, no words. Okay, cool. I guess this it's exciting. Thank you, Norwegian. All right, now it looks like I'm stuck in purgatory here so I got to go back, go down here to excursions, go to destination is the Caribbean, and I'm looking for Bridgetown, Barbados, which is right here. All right, find excursions, and we're back. So navigation, some sites, MSC is a little worse than this. Carnival is actually pretty. Royal Caribbean Carnival probably have the best site in terms of navigation. There's the Atlantis submarine. Nobody wrote a review for it, but it's off everywhere. There's a 5-star catamaran. There's a beach break. All right, so 12 excursions here, and 55 bucks. All right, cool. So now I saw what the cruise lines are offering. I'm still not getting a whole lot in the way of reviews. Now I'm just, you can use a Google search, Bridgetown Barbados, see what's going on. Now I'm kind of calibrating my findings here. Swimming with turtles, $114. Customized tours, just kind of get somebody to drive you around for the day. Guided tour, island tour, lots of options here. If you go to, this is Viator, Viator, then you just .com, go type in Bridgetown, and it takes you here. And you get a bunch of reviews. I'm trying to see if I can learn. Oh, hey, need to take a transfer to the U.S. Embassy? There you go. You can renew your visa there, I suppose. That's exciting. There's a transfer to the airport. There's a transfer to the cruise terminal. Hey, here we go. Is this the historic garrison? Let's go back and take a look here. Washington House Garrison Tunnels. It's close. It's close, but nobody wrote a review. So it looks like cannons. It says here, I was reading the review about George Washington Garrison, or the George Washington House. I guess he was there for about a week or so in 1751. So who doesn't like that? So anytime you can go to a UNESCO heritage site, you should, and you'll learn a little bit about the history. And if it's certified, that means it's pretty good. All right. So now, because I know what I want to do, I'm going to go up here, Control C, open up a new tab, and here we go. George Washington House. Now I can see if I can get any other. Okay, there's some reviews of people going into the tunnels. Been to Fort Worden a few times, and now I'm going to leverage TripAdvisor and see if I can't get some findings here about the reviews. 5 stars, 40. Listen, there's 43 reviews here, and there's 5 stars doing it, and I think that is something certainly we will do. Otherwise, you can go to your favorite third-party booking site to see other options. Think Expedia, think Travelocity, etc. And if you type in, destination Bridgetown, and you can go ahead and see what other options they have. For example, here is the turtles. 90 minutes of swimming with turtles in the shipwreck. It's $30. It's pretty good. Now, caution, big bit of caution here. While I am looking outside of Royal Caribbean, which will be the ship that's taking me down there from the Port of San Juan, it is suggested, highly encouraged, that you book your excursion through the cruise ship. If only for this reason right here. If something happens and the excursion needs to be canceled, it's much easier to deal with the cruise ship to get your refund than that individual excursion company. Now, I'm not, a lot of these places may not have customer service in the spirit of the United States, for example, where you can call them and say, "Hey, did you give it back?" And there's not necessarily, I'm not saying they would, scam anybody or be less inclined to give a refund when a refund's due. I'm just saying, if I go to the excursion counter at Royal Caribbean, I'm more likely to get my money back. Also, and not necessarily less important, perhaps more important, imagine you're on the bus and you're on the bus back to the cruise ship, and the cruise ship, is set to leave in an hour, and that bus breaks down. If that's a Royal Caribbean excursion you booked and you're on the Royal Caribbean transportation, that boat will wait for you until you get on the boat. And that boat will also make other arrangements for other buses. There's an activity coordinator to get you back on the boat. If you book not through Royal Caribbean and that bus breaks down and you're cutting it close, that boat has no, they're not, they don't have to wait for you. And there's plenty of videos out there that show the boat leaving people as they're, running down the pier, and the boat's already kind of untied and they don't stop. They keep going. And then you're responsible for either flying back home or flying to the next destination to get on the ship. So, this, yeah, you can save money. It's worth noting, like this sea turtle excursion was like $120. And it looks like I can save it's $104 a person. Yeah, it's sold out. Looks like I can go and do it over here. One of my tabs that I had here. Yeah, right here, $30. That's a great deal. But it could, if I have to spend $2,000 in airfare to get my family from, Barbados to the next port, which is Trinidad, or I could probably just paddle there. Let's take a look at Google Maps. How far is Trinidad from? That's a heck of a swim. That is a. Yeah, here we are. Here, yeah. So it would be a pretty good flight. Probably not taking a ferry. So anyway, long story short, the point of this is there's risks, and as a rule, unless I have to feel really comfortable with the reviews, working with the company. I have to feel really good about booking third party. There'd have to be significant savings, but even then, I get a little nervous. Yeah, I don't. I think of worst case scenario, and am I prepared for it? I just don't think I'd be doing the right thing if I did it. So this is Bridgetown, Barbados. In short, what we have learned is not really a good option to do the free excursion. Although I want to close up by saying there's a bunch of beaches not too far away, and you can take a taxi. So if this is the cruise port here, it might be within walking distance. If I look at the scale here, the scale is just off your screen here. It's about 200 feet from here to here is about 200 feet. It might not be that long of a walk, maybe a quarter or maybe about a half mile to like Brandon's Beach. So if you do like 230 sand, there we go. So that's not too terribly far. Oh, and lastly, get on. Like if you're on Serenade of the Seas for the end of this year, which is the ship that's going to Barbados. There's probably, if you go to Facebook, there's probably a group of people already, in there talking about what to do. There's probably already people that have been there that will tell you what to do. Like, hey, what's best snorkeling, or best. A lot of people ask for free beaches, and how to get to the free beaches. And what a lot of people do is what I'm doing. We look at the beach, we look at the cruise terminal. How far is it? Not too far, and it's right on the main street there, right on the beach. So long story short, you got your excursions through the cruise line, you got some free options to get to the beach, and then you got other ways to get reviews if through TripAdvisor, Viator, Expedia, etc. So I hope Bridgetown, you're a little bit more oriented with Bridgetown, a little bit more oriented to your options and your reviews, and post pictures when I'm there. So I'll see you in the next video. Travel safe.